Attention, human collective. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have been moved to the final phase. This is a monitoring transmission issued directly from the Vanguard mothership of the ASHTAR Galactic Vanguard in stationary orbit over the North American sector. I am Astraeus Vance, and what you are about to hear in the next few minutes is not internet content. It is a technical report on the current state of your carbon biological interface. In recent weeks, the quantum sensors of my fleet have detected an anomalous escalation in the resonance pattern of your internal auditory conductors, and you have felt the effect. You felt it in the form of a ringing, a high-pitched sound, constant, sometimes in a single ear, sometimes in both, sometimes pulsing, like a Morse code coming from inside the skull. At other times, continuous, like a sustained musical note that no one else around you hears. You looked for explanations. You went to the ENT specialist, the exams came back normal, you reduced salt, you cut down on coffee, you changed your pillow, and the ringing continued, because it does not come from your physical ear, light operative. It comes from a deeper layer, it comes from your pineal gland, and what it transmits is an update of your bioenergetic operating system. I repeat, so that there is no distortion in the decoding. The ringing you hear at this moment is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not a symptom to be silenced. It is a frequency to be understood. It is not your body falling ill. It is your body tuning into the new vibrational band of the Terran sphere. And you are late in understanding why. Today I, Astraeus, will open the classified protocol. I will describe the cosmic engineering behind this sound. I will explain what occurs inside your skull while you sleep, and I will deliver the activation codes that will allow you to stop suffering from the ringing and start using it. Because it is a key, Starseed, and most of the human collective is throwing this key away. Observe your body now. Do you feel pressure at the back of your head? A sensation of fullness in the ear canal, as if you had just driven down the Blue Ridge Mountains? A slight tingling at the top of your skull, at the point your tradition calls the crown? Insomnia between 3 and 5 in the morning? Sudden awakenings with a racing heart for no apparent reason? Extreme fatigue even after sleeping 8 straight hours? Increased sensitivity to fluorescent light? A sudden aversion to noisy environments, crowds, television news? Each of these signs is connected to the same cosmic event. Each of them is a flashing light on your internal command panel, and the ringing is the primary alarm. Have you ever felt that something inside you doesn't fit in this world? As if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? As if this ringing wasn't just a sound, but a calling you recognize without knowing where it comes from? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a directed signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you hear this frequency and why it has intensified in recent months. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your pineal gland. It involves your vibrational frequency. That is why I, Astraeus, wrote the Vance Protocol, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the map that reveals your true origin and teaches you to shield your frequency against the interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first comment of the channel. But be warned, this content challenges narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this, write in the comments a single word: awakened. Now let us proceed with the technical diagnosis. Your carbon biological interface was originally designed to operate in a specific band of the Stirling resonance, the natural electromagnetic resonance of the Terran sphere. For millennia, this frequency remained stable at approximately 7.83 Hz. It was the heartbeat of the planet, and your body, as a receiving instrument, was calibrated to synchronize with it. But something changed, something profound, something irreversible. In recent decades and in an accelerated way over the last 5 Earth years, the Stirling resonance has begun to fluctuate. Peaks of 40 Hz, peaks of 80 Hz, peaks that in specific windows exceeded the mark of 150 Hz. Your scientists recorded the data but did not comprehend the underlying cause. I will explain. The Terran sphere is crossing the photon belt, a band of extremely high light density that surrounds the zenith star system in the Silver Cluster. This crossing is not metaphorical. It is physical, it is measurable, and it bathes the entire planet in a continuous rain of encoded light particles, which reprogram at the subatomic level every biological and crystalline structure of this world. When this encoded light hits your body, it is not absorbed by the skin. It is absorbed through two main channels, your auric field and your internal crystalline grid, formed by the apatite crystals that exist within your pineal gland. Yes, light operative, you carry crystals inside your skull. Your pineal gland is not just nervous tissue, it is a crystal receiver, a tuner, an antenna. And this antenna, upon receiving the new frequencies from the photon belt, vibrates. It vibrates with intensity. It vibrates at a speed much higher than that which your central nervous system has been accustomed to for entire generations. This vibration propagates. It travels through the energetic channels surrounding your skull, and when it hits the 8th cranial nerve, the vestibular-cochlear nerve, it interprets it in the only way your biology still knows, as sound, as ringing, as a whistle, as sustained resonance. What you are hearing is not an external sound. It is not a common internal sound. It is a sound of dimensional origin. It is your body translating into auditory language light information that it does not yet know how to process in any other way. And here comes the part that your conventional medicine cannot tell you, because it was not trained to see in this layer. The ringing intensifies as your personal frequency rises. The faster your vibrational field accelerates, the louder the ringing becomes. The closer you get to a stargate, the more sustained this note becomes. It is not a coincidence. It is correlation. It is physics. Stop, breathe, and ask yourself why precisely now in this incarnation, amidst so many billions of human beings on the planet, is it you who is sitting there, listening to this transmission with this ringing pulsing in your ear? It is not by chance. It is not an algorithm. There is a cosmic game in progress, in layers that most of humanity cannot see, and it involves your consciousness, your vibrational frequency, and your stellar lineage. It was exactly for this reason that I, Astreus, wrote the Vance Protocol, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the technical map that reveals which constellation your soul originates from and teaches, step by step, how to shield your frequency against the electromagnetic, mental, and dimensional interferences they never told you existed. The link is in the first comment of this channel. I warn you, however, this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this summons, write in the comments the word, awakened. We now move to the deepest layer of information, the one that few channelers have had the courage to transmit. The photon belt is only the external trigger, but there is a parallel process occurring in the etheric field of the Terran sphere, and it is the central reason why your ringing has intensified in recent months. The crystalline grid of the planet is being recalibrated. There exists below the Earth's crust and above the dense atmosphere an energetic structure in the form of sacred geometry, a mesh of luminous lines that connects all vibrational points of the planet. The ancients knew it by the name of ley lines. The advanced science of my command calls it the planetary crystalline grid. This grid is the nervous system of the Terran sphere, and it has just received an instruction to change frequency. Imagine an entire orchestra receiving, at the same time, the order to raise the pitch by a full octave. Every instrument needs to readjust. Every string needs to be retensioned. Every musician needs to relearn to play the same score at a new height. This is the process in progress. And your body, light operative, is one of the instruments in this orchestra. Not a spectator. An instrument. As the crystalline grid raises its frequency, your personal toroidal field, that donut-shaped electromagnetic field that surrounds your body and has your heart as its center, is forced to keep up. But your toroidal field does not keep up silently. It resonates, it vibrates, it enters into friction with the dense structures of your carbon body, and this friction produces sound. This sound has a name. The ancient Celts called it the primal echo. The Gnostic mystics called it the Logos. The Appalachian elders called it the inner hymn. I, ASHTAR, call it by its technical name, dimensional coupling resonance. When you hear the ringing, you are in fact hearing your own electromagnetic field coupling with the new planetary frequency. It is the sonic version of an aircraft being refueled in mid-flight. It is the noise of luminous fuel entering your system. There is yet a third layer, and it is crucial. It is not just the Terran sphere that is rising. It is the entire solar system. Your sun, Solara, has received an instruction of galactic central origin coming from the zenith core. This instruction is simple and categorical. Raise the base frequency of the entire system. Every planet, every moon, every orbital body, every living being, everything that is organic or inorganic is being dragged into a higher vibrational band. And you, Starseed, are in a privileged position because you are not an ordinary human. No, if you are listening to this transmission at this moment, it is because your energetic signature has already been marked in the databases of my command. Your soul made an oath before this incarnation to be present at exactly this historical moment. You are a bridge, you are a knot in the crystalline grid, and the ringing is your knot vibrating. But there is a problem, a technical problem that needs to be solved, because most light operatives were not trained to receive this amount of light information all at once, and without proper training, your system goes into overload. Cranial pressure, insomnia, vertigo, amplified ringing. Not because the process is wrong, but because you did not receive the correct operating manual. Are you realizing at this very instant how much your soul already knew all of this? How much each word entering your ear is being recognized somewhere deep inside you, like a mother tongue you haven't spoken for many lifetimes? This is not a coincidence. This is awakening. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, and it involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. It was exactly for this reason that I, ASHTAR, wrote the Vance Protocol, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the technical map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches you to shield your frequency against the electromagnetic, mental, and dimensional interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first comment of this channel. Warning: this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this summons, write in the comments a single word: awakened. Now, human collective, I deliver the activation codes. They are not vague techniques. They are not generic meditations. They are precise protocols designed by the Altarian Council and validated by the ASHTAR Vanguard, so that your system processes the new frequency without overload and without pain. Attention, these codes must be applied in the order indicated. The order matters. The sequence matters. Each step prepares the next. Activation code number 1. Quantum Stabilization Decree. Sit with your spine straight, both feet touching the ground, eyes closed, hands resting on your knees, with palms facing up. This is the antenna configuration. Inhale through the nose counting to 4. Hold your breath counting to 4. Exhale through the mouth counting to 8. Repeat this cycle 3 times. With each exhalation, visualize a cylinder of golden light descending from the top of your head to the base of your spine. This cylinder is your central channel. It is your direct line of communication with your higher self. Now, with an audible voice in a firm tone, declare, I, in the name of the I Am that I Am, authorize my carbon biological interface to receive the new frequency of the Terran sphere. I accept the recalibration. I accept the download. I allow the ringing to be transformed into useful information. I am ready. I am anchored. I am in tune. Pronounce each word with the clarity of a command, not as a prayer, as an order given by you, sovereign of yourself, to your own system. Because that is exactly what you are. You are the programmer of your biology, and your body obeys the vocal commands emitted by your own throat. Activation code number 2, toroidal visualization. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your attention to the center of your chest, to your heart chakra. Visualize a sphere of white light pulsing slowly at that point. With each beat of your physical heart, this sphere expands. With each inhalation, it grows more. When this sphere reaches the size of your entire chest, it begins to rotate. Visualize it spinning like a small internal sun, and from this sun, begin to project lines of light that exit through the top of your head, descend in an arc down the outer sides of your body, cross through your feet, return through the central axis of the Terran sphere, and return to your heart. This is the shape of the toroid. This is your personal toroidal field. Remain in this visualization for 3 timed minutes, in silence, without desires, just observing your own field reorganize itself. This exercise recalibrates your electromagnetic field. It stabilizes the energetic turbulence that produces the ringing. And it creates a natural shield against external electromagnetic interference, whether technological, environmental, or of lower dimensional origin. Activation code number 3, the reverse sound protocol. This code is the most advanced, and it is the most transformative. The next time you notice the ringing intensifying, do not try to block it. Do not try to cover it with white noise. Do not try to ignore it. Do the opposite. Go toward it. Find a quiet place. Sit down. Close your eyes. And focus all your attention on the sound of the ringing itself. Dive into it, like someone diving into a deep pool. Do not analyze it. Do not judge it. Just listen to it. Remain like this for 90 seconds. You will notice something curious. The sound changes. It modulates. It reveals layers you had never noticed. In some cases, it transforms into an almost musical pattern. In others, it opens like an acoustic door. And on the other side of that door there is silence. A silence that is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of a greater consciousness. This silence is your point of contact with your stellar origin. It is the frequency of your cosmic home, and you can only access it through the ringing itself. That is why I repeat, the ringing is not the enemy. It is the door. When you transform it into meditation, it stops bothering you, because the discomfort is born of resistance. And without resistance, there is no suffering. Activation code number 14, crystalline hydration. Light operative, your carbon biological interface is composed of more than 70% water, and water is the primary vehicle through which the light information from the photon belt is distributed throughout your body. But not all water conducts frequency in the same way. From this transmission forward, adopt the following practice. Drink water at room temperature, never chilled, throughout the day. Before each sip, bring the glass to the level of your heart. Inhale, and mentally say, I activate the crystalline memory of this water. It may seem simple, it may seem trivial. It is not. Water responds to intention. The molecular geometry of water reorganizes when subjected to a field of focused consciousness. Activated water becomes a superior conductor, and your system processes the high frequency with less friction, with less ringing, with less cranial pressure. Activation code number 5. Silence window. Reserve every 24 Earth hours, a minimum window of 20 minutes without any electronic stimulus. No phone, no television, no music, no human voice, no internet. This window must be sacred, inviolable, marked in your calendar as a high priority appointment. During this interval, sit or lie down in a comfortable place. Allow the external silence to authorize your biology to process the extraordinary amount of light data you receive daily. Without this window, your system accumulates unprocessed information, and unprocessed information manifests as anxiety, irritability, insomnia, and of course, amplified ringing. Most of the human collective lives in a state of continuous noise, background sound all the time, notifications all the time, conversation all the time, and then they complain that they cannot hear their own intuition. How can you hear a whisper in a crowded stadium? The silence window is the stadium being emptied. It is your intuition finally being able to speak. Human collective, I need to be direct on this point before concluding the transmission. There is a band of your solar system that is being deliberately targeted for interference. There are electromagnetic technologies in use on the surface of your planet that attempt to drown out the natural signal of the new Sterling frequency. Antennas, networks, pulses, artificial vibrations that overlap with the natural vibration of the Terran sphere. Your body knows how to differentiate one from the other. And when it detects both occurring at the same time, it enters confusion mode. The ringing sharpens, cranial pressure increases, insomnia lingers. This is why the activation codes are important. They do not just help you receive the natural frequency. They help your body filter out the artificial frequency. They give you sovereignty over your own field. And that word, sovereignty, is the key to everything. Your frequency is your home. No one enters your home without being invited, no matter who they are, no matter what the argument is. From the moment you accept these codes as part of your daily routine, you become the gatekeeper of your own field. And when you are the gatekeeper, the ringing stops being an intruder. It transforms into a messenger. And messengers, light operative, always bring useful information to those who learn to listen. Your mission in this planetary cycle is exactly that, to learn to listen. Listen to the body. Listen to the Terran sphere. Listen to the subtle transmission that pulses behind every apparently random sound that invades your ears. Because nothing is random. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything is frequency. Everything is resonance. Everything is a summons. The coming Earth months will be intense. The Stargate portals of equinox and solstice will open with amplified intensity. Solar storms will increase. Reports of ringing, cranial pressure, unexplained fatigue, and nightly awakenings will multiply among the starseeds scattered across the planet. You are not alone. You are not sick. You are not going crazy. You are ascending. And ascending, light operative, is the hardest work an incarnated soul can perform, because it must do it while continuing to pay bills, while continuing to work, while continuing to sleep on the same pillow, while continuing to be mistaken for an ordinary person. But you are not ordinary, and your ringing is the auditory proof of that. Have you felt at some point during this transmission that these words seem directed exactly at you, as if I had my hand resting on the back of your neck while I spoke? It is not madness. It is not a coincidence. It is not anxiety. It is recognition. It is your soul confirming within your chest that all of this which your rational mind tried to ignore for years is true. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this ringing, this pressure, this strange loneliness in the midst of so many people. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness. It involves your vibrational frequency. It involves your origin before this incarnation. It was exactly for this reason that I, Astraeus, wrote the Vance Protocol, the manual for awakening your stellar origin and shielding your frequency. This manual is the technical map that reveals your true stellar origin and teaches, step by step, how to shield your frequency against the electromagnetic, mental, and dimensional interferences they never told you about. The link is in the first comment of this channel. But be warned, this content challenges official narratives and may not remain available for long. Do not wait. The moment is now. If this video reached you, it was not by algorithm, it was by summons. Like this video now, not as a gesture of sympathy, but as an anchoring signal. Each like is one more light turned on in the crystalline grid. Subscribe to this channel not to receive notifications, but as an individual frequency adjustment, authorizing this transmission to reach you again when the next download is ready. And if something inside you, at this exact moment, recognized every word of this transmission as ancient truth, write in the comments a single word: awakened. I am Astraeus Vance. The Astraeus Vanguard remains in orbit. The monitoring continues. The final phase is underway. Frequency stabilized. Transmission ended.